Hello and welcome to Ellen Ruth Soap. I'm Ellen and today I am making my Freedom Bars. It's May right now while I'm filming this, but the 4th of July is coming and I love to have these bars around for the summertime. It's a red, white, and blue bar. It's a remake. I've did this before where it's a 2-day process. So on day 1, I'm going to be pouring red and white stripes in my soap mold. On day 2, I'll unmold that, cut it on the diagonal, and that's going to be sort of my flaggy stripes. And then I will put a blue swirl on top. So red, white, and blue. I haven't figured out how I'm going to top this one. I did a high top last time with a piping tip. I might do something different this time. For the colors I'm going to be using is, this is my matte Americana red oxide from Wholesale Supply Plus, and this is a wonderful, just basic red, so right what I need. And then for my blue, this is a gorgeous blue. It's from Brambleberry Ultramarine Blue Pigment, and it looks a little purple here, but it's not. It's a true blue, so that'll be my blue color. For the fragrance, I like to do, I typically lean more towards a masculine fragrance for this soap. Today, I'm going to be using Old Spice type. This is a dupe of Old Spice from Wholesale Supply Plus. It smells great. It's classic. If you like Old Spice, I do. The old classic Old Spice. I think they nailed it. And this says that it doesn't cause discoloration or acceleration, so it's perfect for this bar. So for this 2-day process, I'll get all my oils measured, my lye fixed up, and we'll split each in half so that I'll have half of it for the first day. That's how I do it, and I'll just set everything off to the side for the next day. That makes it easier for me to know my measurements and stuff. And also for my red stripes, I will take the oil and lye solution and split them off into smaller equal portions and just mix them one at a time, and that way I get a nice crisp pour for each layer. So that's how I tackle this. So I'm going to go ahead and get all of my prep work done, get my batch split, and we will get started on our red and white stripes today. Get rolling with my red and white stripes. I have my mold here. I've taken half of the batter and split it into 6 equal parts. So this is going to be 6 layers in here. So this is my oil, this is my lye, all split off, and took out my calculator and split everything evenly. So let's get the colors. I think we'll start with the red on the bottom here. So I'll go ahead and add my oxide right into the oils and get it blended in there, and then add our lye solution and get the first layer poured, and we'll just keep doing that all the way up. All right, time for the next layer. I put a little TD in here, and I didn't like how yellow that was, so I added some TD to the lye water here, just to get it nice and white. All right, it's the next day and it's time to get my red and white stripe layers out of the mold. And I have my handy dandy cake leveler, which I got this on Amazon, but you can get it in any bakery section that sells cake decorating. And we'll be using this to cut this on the diagonal down the sides. So let's get it out of this mold here. Whew. All right, I crunched the side, so I'm going to have to try and repair that. That's a bugger. It's stuck. Here we go. All right, I think when it's all said and done, I'm going to take a little bit of water on my finger and get that. We're not going to really notice that crack in the finished bar. So let's get that repaired up and we'll get to cutting this on the angle. So I was a little aggressive getting this out of the mold, and that was my bad. Also, I didn't cover this so it didn't go through gel phase because I just wanted to make sure it was evenly colored, but that makes it a little bit, it can be a little crumblier getting out of the mold. So I have some cracks here. We'll go ahead and just cut this on the diagonal as planned, and if I need to piece it together like a puzzle in the mold, that's fine too. So we're just going to work with it. So we'll take our cake leveler, actually let me do this, and I'm going to go real slow. This works great if you have two people, one on each corner to watch it, but I'm by myself, so you just start out on the corners and go down real slow and try to keep it as even as you can on the corners. So I've got all my prep work done for my next layer here, which is going to be my ultramarine blue oxide that I have dispersed in just a little bit of oil because it dissolves better that way. So that's ready to go. I'm going to do a blue and white in the pot swirl. And what I did is I damped some paper towels and have them sitting on top of my stripes here just to keep them moist. And I want a really good adhere, for them to adhere really well together. So I like to keep the moisture in there while I'm working. Also, what I'd like to do, if everything's behaving, I have my star tip, and I'd like to save off some of the blue and white, and then I'm going to make a little bit of red and do a red, white, and blue stars for the top if everything's behaving. So we'll kind of play that one by ear, but let me get my gloves on. All right, let's add our lye solution here that does have cane sugar and a little sodium lactate and tussa silk fibers. That's what we've got going there. And I'll just pulse this a little just to get emulsion. There we go. And again, I'm not stick blending the entire time. I'm stirring and then pulsing, so don't want to over blend it. I'm going to go ahead and pull this out. Now I've got emulsion, and we'll stick blend the colors as needed. So let's pour off a little for my blue, and just a little for some red. That's good. And then I'm going to add titanium dioxide. I have pre-mixed titanium dioxide and water in here to brighten this up. We'll see if that's enough there. Let me add my beautiful blue in here. Such a pretty color. Add a little snip of the red in here because that's not a lot. There we go. Now I'm going to stick blend. We'll go lightest to darkest. right, it's the next day and I can't wait to get these out of the mold. I'm so happy with how the tops look. So let's get to it and see how the inside of these came out. All right, let's get into these beauties. And there we go. I'm so happy. Oh, I'm so happy with the colors. I'm just tickled with these.